Hi there guys, Darryl Griffiths from Movie Marker here. I hope you've all been very well and that you had a cool Halloween, and if you attended the London Film Festival last month like myself, I hope that you enjoyed what you saw. On a personal level, I thought it was an outstanding array of films selected for the programme this year, so I hope that you enjoyed it. I was lucky to catch up with a few of you guys, and I hope you're all doing well. Moving our attention to now, my review today will be of Murder on the Orient Express. It is the latest version of the 1934 novel made by Agatha Christie. And so a mere 83 years later, Kenneth Branagh is back in the director's chair and in front of the camera as the detective Hercule Poirot, who has been previously played by the likes of David Suchet in many ITV drama adaptations of those works. And when we saw the initial trailer of this new version, when you think of Agatha Christie, you don't immediately jump to an Imagine Dragons track in Believer, but it was an immaculate tracking shot, and of course the star-studded ensemble got many people talking, and it is quite an ensemble that Branagh has got together for this version. Now, of course, the danger with this piece, many people do know the narrative trajectory, but of course in bringing it back in 2017 there are going to be younger viewers who may not be as familiar with the plotline of the film. So in a basic breakdown of it, 1930s Europe, various high society members of high society are on a train journey, all have their own preferred destinations, and inevitably a murder does occur in the form of Johnny Depp's Ratchet, and everybody on the train, and it's quite an array, as of aforementioned, Michelle Pfeiffer, Josh Gad, Daisy Ridley, Dame Judi Dench, Leslie Odom Jr. I could go on. It's just an outstanding ensemble, and they are all inevitably suspects, and it is up to Branagh's Poirot to interrogate them and discover the truth. And it makes for quite a race against the time narrative, if you like. Of course, the big question is, does Branagh bring much freshness or fresh ideas to the piece? It's hard. There's not only the odd deviation from the original's incarnations in certain characters' backgrounds, or very small details are flipped on their head, but other than that, it's pretty much as you would expect. So as a piece, is it that entertaining or is it that engaging? I think Branagh's Poirot, particularly with the quite devilishly good tash that he's got on the go, quite an eccentric visual created with that, but I think that epitomises what Poirot has ultimately stood for over the years. There's great eccentricity and a peculiar nature about him in discovering the truth, and he's always very centred, and he always talks about balance in the film, and it really tries to draw that moral dilemma out of the film, and along with the various protagonists that are on display in the film. And the great thing about Branagh's Poirot in this film, I think he fuses an air of melancholy that he sort of instills into the character that I don't think we've always seen on grand display, and I think it really does help the emotional engagement of the film. But in such a balance, it's with such an ensemble, it's hard to strike much screen time for these various characters. Like, I think personally, the likes of Olivia Colman and Dame Judi Dench don't get much to play with, which is a damn shame. But then, with such seasoned actors there, it does free it up for various younger actors to really state their claim. And I think the likes of Daisy Ridley is fantastic. Because she hasn't been greatly tested away from the Star Wars franchise, and obviously she's become this fantastic heroine in Rey, but away from such a blockbusting series, she hasn't had much chance to really test her acting chops, and she is a great aspect to the film. I think Josh Gad is very intriguing as a character, and he sort of serves towards Depp's Ratchet, particularly in the early stages, as it all sort of unravels. But I think the key character that really stakes a claim is Michelle Pfeiffer, and I think it really has been her year this year. I thought she was riveting in Darren Aronofsky's Mother, and she's terrific here. And there's a great and alluring quality to her character, and she sort of knows what she wants, and there's a real formidable presence about her, especially when she's sparring with Branagh's Poirot, as he tries to unearth the details of what has occurred on the train. And Branagh's direction, I think it's very confined, and there's some great aerial shots that sort of instill that cold, wintry bite of murder that is lingering in the air, and the melancholy that is plaguing many a heart and many a mind of these characters as the film progresses. And again, I think Murder on the Orient Express, it's a very lavish, it's a very loving update by Branagh. I don't think it warrants much repeat viewing. I think that's understandable, because we all sort of know what we're going to end up with at the end. But as modern adaptations go, you could do a lot worse than Murder on the Orient Express. It's a star-studded ensemble. They really elevate the material and help to get the film over its very creaky beginnings. I think the dialogue doesn't particularly age well in its early infancy, personally, and it does struggle to find its footing. But once the ensemble is all together and on the train, it really starts to move at a pace, and shot sumptuously in 65mm, the film really does start to engage and compel. And Branagh, in front of the camera, behind the camera, has done a very commendable job with this film. And it is certainly worth a watch as we build towards the Christmas schedule. So that is my review of Murder on the Orient Express. I sincerely hope that you've enjoyed it. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel below. Of course, on Movie Marker, we've had quite a selection of films that we've covered over London Film Festival. You're more than welcome to check out our reviews at www.moviemarker.co.uk. You can like our Facebook page, and you can follow us on Twitter at Movie Marker. But for now, I have been Darryl Griffiths, and I will speak to you soon, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will speak to you very soon. Take care.